Hello, in this video we will learn how to work with images in MFC GDIplus, this one. In the previous videos we learned how to set up the MFC and how to draw simple line or square, and now we go to a little bit more complicated things. So basically the aim of this video is that at the end of the video we know how to read an image, then modify that image, like draw a line on it or draw a text on it, and then after that we will save it as a separate file and with a different file name. So this will be very exciting because this is very powerful thing, isn't it? Because we can then create our own image program. It can read a lot of images, modify them, and we can save them back. And also the good thing is that we can save them as a different format. We have BMP, jpeg, and so on. We have different options there. So we can read it as a BMP file and store it as a jpeg. So this is quite exciting, and I'm excited myself. So we are using GDIplus. So let's first understand a little bit the logic and what we need to do here. Just a little bit theory. Always good to know some theory. And what it's all about is that we have a bitmap object. Bitmap. Let me call it like this. So we need to create some kind of bitmap object. GDIplus can store bitmap objects. So basically at some point we will be calling bitmap dot and then save something like, I don't remember what it was, it's something like save or save file. So this will save it as a file, and there's the file name and so on. So this is the target. We need to use this kind of object, which is a type of bitmap, and only then we can save it. So how can we do this? Because when we are loading the bitmap, we need to say bitmap load, something like this, and then we say that my pick, and let's say it's a BMP type, something like this. Okay, so this bitmap loads this image, and then we can of course we can draw it on the window, this image now next. But then the question is that if we need to call the bitmap object to save it, so how can we save this? Because obviously we can save this same bitmap now. We can call save and change the name, maybe my2 and BMP. But the problem is now that it's the same picture, isn't it? It's the same picture, we just changed the file name. And what if we want to add something? We want to put the text like 12th of February 2021, for example. What if we want to throw this text there on top of that picture and then save it? This is the thing, that we need to have a bitmap. So we need to have some kind of different method here, because we first need to put that bitmap there, and then we need to draw on top of that the lines or the text, and then we need to save that bitmap. The logic is this, that first we need to create a kind of canvas bitmap, like an empty bitmap. I could call it canvas bitmap. I call it canvas, for example. It is a bitmap, but I will call it canvas. So the idea is that we will be drawing on this canvas, and then we will save at the end. We will save that canvas. We will say canvas save, and then we will put that file name here, like this. But how about the image we are loading from the file? Well, let's see. So then we need to load the background image from the file, which we want to modify kind of. So let's say that we have this nice picture with the tree. That's not tree. Let's say we have a nice, some kind of tree like this. So this is the image, and we want to put some text there, right? And then we want to save it with the text. So the way it works is that we will first create one bitmap here, and here on this side I'll just call it BM, like bitmap. we will load this image bm load using the bm load function. We will load that image into this bitmap here, and then what we're gonna do is that we're gonna draw this image first here. So basically we will copy it there, right? So into this bitmap here. So the tree goes there and so on. So it goes here, we make a copy, and then here we will type something like hello. We will draw on this bitmap here because we don't want to change the original here. So we will draw here, and so now the canvas has that hello there, and then when we save it, that's it. So that's the logic here, that we need to create another bitmap there at some point. Let's go and do this, and this is gonna be the image we're gonna use as a background, and we're gonna draw on top of this and then save that modified image. So we already did this setup, GDIplus setup, in the other video, so you can go back and look at the other video I did before, how to set up MFC for GDIplus. There are a couple of things we need to do there. I don't do it now here. So let's start straight away. First we need to create a bitmap object to load the background image, and I'm gonna use a pointer for that. We will soon see why. So I will create a unique pointer for that. I will put it here in a private section, this bitmap box. So this will be the background bitmap, which will be containing this one, this landscape image. Nice image, isn't it? So we will read that image into this background image object. So let's go and do that straight away. So we will go to the C++ file. We could read it just here in a construction function for now. We can later on change the logic here. So I already made this code. I'm just going to copy now. We can do this here in a constructor, actually, like this. Okay, so it's going to be the landscape BMB, what we're going to read there. And let's just first draw it on a window, nothing else, to keep it simple first, just to see that we get the image. So this is the drawing function on draw, and this is the drawing context in MFC. So we need to draw it there. First we will create a graphics object, GDIplus graphics object, and we need to pass the handle of that device context there. Then let's first draw the background image there. We will draw the background image. There's the background image, and we need to get that the pointer. This is a unique pointer, so we need to get a raw pointer using the get. And so we are drawing the image first using the graphics object. So it will draw this image onto this device context using this graphics helper object. And let's draw a line, just a simple line, just to demonstrate this works. So we will create a pen. This is going to be the line. Let's create just some pen here with some color here, red, green, and blue. And let's have a size 5, the pen size 5. And then we will just draw, I'm actually drawing a rectangle, sorry, not a line. Drawing a rectangle using that thick pen, and like that. And okay, it should work, actually. It's that simple, so I'm gonna build this. Control F5 to run. There we go. So that's how we load an image, and then we can draw on top of that. Okay, so let's now start changing the code slowly but surely, so that we can now modify picture and then save the picture on a file. Now, as we can see, we are using the graphics object to draw on a device context. Now there are two things. We can draw on a device context, or we can also draw on a bitmap, like we did here. Not that one. Here we will be using the graphics object to draw on the bitmap. The graphics object can draw on a bitmap, or the graphics object can also draw on a device context. So that's the plan here, that sometimes we will be drawing on a screen. That means that we need to use this graphics object to draw onto this device context object, and then when we are saving the file, we need to draw on a bitmap. So there are two different drawings happening here. When we want to see the image, we need to use the device context, and then when we are saving it, we need to use the bitmap. So that's why a good idea is to create a new function here, and we will soon see why this is a good idea. So I will create a new function here, which will do all the drawing. Now it's always good to have only one function to do all the drawing, rather than have many different functions to draw. This will be the drawing code. So basically we will, in this example, we will just jack that code from here. From this code we will put that code there, and then we will call this draw function here and pass that graphics object just there as a by reference. Compile. Oh, there's an error. Okay, I think it needs that GDIplus, because it's under the namespace. So yeah, that was missing from there. Compile. And let's run it again, and the same result. So let's now make a nice drawing here, not like a random box there. Let's do such that we draw the image, and then we draw a rectangle around the whole image, and then we draw a date at the left top corner. Let's do like that. So first things first, we need to I will delete that. We will have a new code now. So the width of the pen, let's say it's 10, and we can put a const here, and let's create the pen first here. Okay, so it's a red, it's not red pen actually, it's a red, green and blue, and the pen width is 10. Why don't I just put that there? Okay, and then we're gonna draw a rectangle around the picture. No space, like that. And let's see what I'm doing here. Oh, so the way this works, I will draw this because this is a little bit more complicated. This how to draw the rectangle. Just quickly I draw it how it works. So I will select all and delete. So the way this works, this rectangle is like this. That here is the window, and let's say that the image is here. The way it works is that let's say that we want to draw this kind of rectangle like this, and here is the image. So we want to have this kind of rectangle here. The way it works is that this is the pen width here, which is 10. We want to be at 10, so it needs to be in in the middle, so if this is 10, then we need to draw it from the middle. So the rectangle is kind of invisibly here in the middle, like that. That's how the coordinates needs to be, like that. So the coordinate needs to start from 5, 5 in this case. So this needs to be 5, 5, and correspondingly we need to end that rectangle there. So the right bottom needs to be this one here, and this is the left top corner. So that's how we need to draw it. And let's say if I'm doing it, yeah, that's why I'm putting here 5, 5. So that's the that's the XY. That's the top left corner, 5, 5. And then I'm gonna go backwards. Then this is the width of the rectangle and the height of the rectangle. So we need to go width amount backwards, so that it will hit there. And then let's draw a text next. And okay, we are drawing the date text. So first I will create a C-string object, and actually it's like this. It's a Unicode string, and there is the date, and we want to draw this date at the top left corner. First we will create a font, Arial font size 16, and then I will create a position point where I'm gonna draw that text 50, 50. Then we need to create a brush which is used for the text. So this must be this is the text color brush. So this is the color of the text, which will be red in this case. And then lastly we will draw that text here, like that. So that's the string. That's the length of the string, get length. There's the font, pointer to the font, and that's the position, and this is the brush. And one thing is missing, is the main thing, which is the image. So before all of this, we want to draw the bitmap, and this is how we did even before. So we're drawing the bitmap. Put a comment here. Draw the image. Draw a rectangle frame around the image, and then draw the date text. Yeah, like this. It's good to have some comments here. Let's see if I did everything correctly, and I will just, yeah, okay, the call is already there. So let's see if this works. Voila, it works. So the next target here is that we want to now store this one onto a new file, in the new file. So we want to create a new file, and we want this one to be there. We don't want to change the original file or the original image, obviously. Let's try to do this. So first thing is that we have different types of formats here, and let me try to find the link here. So is it this one? I have a couple of links here. It's not that one. Just a moment. Okay, so if we go here, we can find all the all the formats the picture can have. We can have these 5 different types. We can store it as a BMP, JPEG, GIF, TIFF, and PNG. It's quite cool. And this website also, I can put this website somewhere here, that I can put it in a description field so you can find this, but you can also Google this. And actually this function is what we need here, because we need to create the object which will tell that what type we are using, what file type we are using. So we need to actually copy this one from here. So I will copy that next and place it there. We're gonna need it. So I will add that function there. So this is exactly the same function from that website. And so we need to call that one to get that type object. And before we can start saving, let's create a menu item for that save, so we can do it then from there. So it's going to be mainframe, and let's add here image, and then I will create here save image, and then let's add an event handler. Goes to the view. Okay. So we can do the saving here. And now I will show the steps what we need to do to save. So as we remember from the beginning of this video, that we need to create a canvas bitmap first, and we're gonna draw on that canvas bitmap, and then we're gonna modify that canvas bitmap. We're gonna draw many things there, and then we're gonna save that canvas bitmap later on. Let's create the canvas bitmap first. Okay, which we're gonna use to do the drawing. Let's see. So as we can see, it's a bitmap, same type. It's a bitmap type. That's the name, and that's the width. So we will take the same. We will create as big, the same size as the original background image. That's why I'm asking the original background image width and height. We will create exactly the same size, and also the pixel format type we will take from the background image, because the pixel type will be the same. Obviously, we want to have the same type of pixels. Okay, that's why I'm asking the pixel format type there. And if we put look at the documentation, it says that the format, yeah, there's a function called getPixelFormat, so we will use the same format as the background picture. And then we can create the graphics object, and we will initialize this graphics object by this bitmap. So this means that the graphics object is now using, when this graphics object is now drawing, it will use this bitmap where it's going to do the drawing. In the original code, what we did first here, we used the device context to do the drawing. We draw on the device context. That's why we passed it into the construction function. But here we are passing the bitmap there. So now it's using the bitmap to do the drawing. And now we can call this is the cool thing here, that now we can call the same function, because we have the same object, same graphics object, so we can call the draw again. This time we are storing in the file, and we are doing the drawing, and lastly we need to do the saving. And this is how we do it. We will create this object which will contain the information of the type of the image, and here we will define what type we want. So now here I can say that, okay, I want JPEG, or I want BMP, or I want GIF, whatever we want. And there was like 5, so we can use any of these here. And we are calling this function we just created earlier here. We are passing what type we want, and it will return the corresponding CLZ object, which contains that information. And then lastly, we will call the save function for the bitmap. And yeah, so this will be the name of the file, the new file. So I put something else there. Let's call it like a modified landscape, something like that. And we can, yeah, the same as here, JPEG. We store it JPEG, and here is the type object for that JPEG here, and that's it. Yeah, okay. And now this is the folder where we are working, and there's the landscape BMP file. So it's gonna store it into the project folder. In this case, it's gonna store it here because it's gonna be a relative path here where the project is, where the MFC project is. So we should see that here. Did I do everything correctly? I think I did. So let's just compile. And then Control F5, run. Okay, and now save image. Good, it didn't crash. Let's close the object, close the program. And F5. Is it there? Aha, there it is. And as you can see, the size is only 68 kilobytes, and the original is 1 megabyte. So because it's a JPEG, if I double click that, yahoo, there it is. And as you can see, it's not as sharp as the original because it's a JPEG, but it seems to work. And now if we want exactly the same quality, we can change this easily now. BMP, compile. We should get BMP now, which should be better quality. Save image. There it is, and we can see that the size is about the same. And yeah, it is better quality. I can see that even myself. I'm using glasses, but I can see that it's better, isn't it? Better quality. Okay, that's cool. So we opened the file, which is still here somewhere. Here, we opened this original file, we threw some things there, and we store it here. Cool. And now just the small final touch to this program, that I don't think we really would like to, load this picture in a construction function when we create open the program. Let's just quickly create a another function here and call it load image. Just a quick practice, how I will move it here to be the first element, and then add event handler. So we will load that image manually. I think it's better like that. And okay. And now this is very easy. We just go and remove this code from here. Cut. And then let's go there. Okay, so this is a unique pointer. So this is a construction call. So we need to do here a make unique, isn't it? It's that simple. Equals to, oh, like that, yeah. Is it correct now? There's no red. So let's see now. Oh, by the way, one thing missing here. Now we need to be very careful because this image has not been created now immediately. So if it tries to draw it now, it might crash because this object doesn't exist. So we need to be very, very careful here. One way we could solve this is that we will check that has this background image been created or not. And because it's a unique pointer, we can just check that if, yeah, like that. If it doesn't exist, just return throw nothing, and otherwise it will go here. Is that all we need to do here? And how about this one? Yeah, we could do double check here. We could put it there, that nobody can call this function. Plus, let's put it also here, that in this MFC drawing function, we can only do this, call this draw function, if the background bitmap has been created. It's always good to do some double checking here. So yeah, so we only start drawing if the background image exists. And what do we need to do here? Does it work? So if I now run this program and call this menu item, it will load this background image. So my question to you who are listening to this is that, is this gonna work now? I'm doing it almost the same as we did before, but now we are not reading it immediately. We need to go to the menu and then select that, and then the background image is created. So is this gonna work? Let's see. What is your guess? Okay, so this is all good because we didn't load it at the start. So if I load now from here, are we gonna see the image first of all here? 3, 2, 1, 0. I will say no. Let's see. I was correct. And if I a little bit change the size of the window, we will see it. Yeah, I'm right, isn't it? So the problem is the old problem that we need to update the window. So invalidate, making the whole window needs painting, and update window will of course then ask the window to be drawn. And now everything is good. And now using this technique, we can now actually we can load another image. We could easily create a system here that we can tell which image we want to load. Okay, this time I want to load landscape. Next time I want to load a picture of the moon or sun. So we can easily change this program now that we can reuse this code because it's a unique pointer. So it automatically deletes the old bitmap and will create nicely a new bitmap. So it will be easy job to change this program, but we will not do it in this video. Yeah, load image. And let me delete that BMB here one more time. I delete that one more time. Let's check that it really works. Save image. There it is. There it is again, and the time is current time. And voila, here it is. So this is pretty powerful in my opinion, and I hope you like this video, and press thumbs up, and you can also support me now. There is a join button if you want to support me a little bit. I'm always very happy if somebody supports me. So I hope this helps, and I will be looking to do the next video at some point. So thank you very much and see you next time.